Okay, so students, you can find the tools in your kitchen that can help you to draw this coffee drawing. So for example, I pick a spoon which is thin enough. I would suggest some thin spoon because it will be easier for you to control it, and also can draw some tiny area with it. And for those really small and detailed area, I would suggest you to use chopstick, or if you have this kind of stick at your home, you can also use it. If you really don't have one, you can also use your toothpick, but I think it's very short, so it's not easy to handle it or just use it. So I would prefer a longer one. And then what you have to do is, after you draft your building, then you can use the spoon. For the area we are going to use is the back of it, the smooth area here. And then when you tip on the coffee that you have, you just need to lift a little bit at the top of the spoon here, and then you can try to use a paper to test it first. So you can see that for spoon, it can draw a very flat surface, a bigger area. And if you want to draw some thin lines by the spoon, it can still help you, because you can see there's the outline of the spoon, it is very thin one. Then you can also draw it. But for this part, you have to be very careful to control the amount of the coffee. But you can still see that by using the side of the spoon, you can draw the lines. But you find that it is difficult to use the spoon to draw detail, you can use chopstick. Again, you can use the pointy one. You can see I choose a pointy chopstick, and then just tip some coffee. And again, just like what you use, just you holding a pencil, and then you can draw the lines. So I would suggest you first use recycled paper to try on it first until you get familiar with the materials, then you can draw on your final work. So for me, you can see that for my old building, here that is a shelter. It is a big area, so I will use spoon to draw this part. Again, you just tip a little bit coffee. If it's too much, you can slide on the side of your cup to make it less, like this. So until you think the amount is quite enough, then you can draw on the top. And as soon as the time, I will use this part to hold a little bit coffee on the top, and then just drop it on my paper. Then you will see the coffee will lie on the paper gently. And if you have the experience of drawing watercolor, then you will find it easier for you to use in this coffee drawing. So for those darker, if you want to make a darker shade, so what you need to do is just lift to get more coffee out of it, and then leave it there. And if you want a lighter color, lighter brown, then sometimes I just get the coffee from the side and draw it to create the effect. So what is very important here is, for drawing coffee painting, you have to be patient, and at the same time, don't color the whole drawing in brown. You will see that some of the area I would just leave it white. So for this shelter, you can see some of the area I will just leave it blank, because if I color it all in brown, you cannot see the features clearly. So for those details, if I want to add the lines to make the shelter clear to be seen, so I will use the chopstick or the stick and then just use it like pencil. This one I think is too thin, so I prefer the chopstick is better. And then just like you're using a pencil, but you have to ink it with the coffee. Then you will see you can still draw the lines. Again, for those areas, if you want to make a darker shade, I will repeating drawing on it or adding more coffee to make it darker. But if some area, if you want to leave it light, the lines I will try to pick up my chopstick a little bit to keep the line thin. So if you have patience enough, I believe that you can use just the chopstick and the spoon. You can draw all the details. See? So I will usually draw the big area first, and then I will touch up on the small area, like those very tiny items that found in the shop or those lines. So don't forget, you can also choose to draw the landscape feel. If you don't want a close-up shot, you can take a wide shot of your own city. So I hope that you enjoy this experimental drawing by using the coffee, and then afterward you can drink it up.